sometimes we may have multiple faults going in different directions. And in this case, we have two opposing faults in these layers. And if we have motion along those faults, it can be in a variety of ways. But one of the ways that we see this, in especially out west in like Nevada, California, Arizona, where this crust is being currently deformed, is if we have tension where the hanging wall moves down relative to the footwall, we'd see like this, but we can also see it over here where again the hanging wall moves down relative to the footwall. And we end up with a couple of horsts and a graben. We can also have it happen the other way. If we have a reverse fault, the hanging wall can go up relative to the footwall on both sides. And again, especially if we had faults on either side doing the same thing, we could produce grabens and a horst. That's just an interesting feature. Now, we see this really dramatically expressed in the island of Cozumel. Cozumel is the horst, where there are several, and the Cozumel Channel and the Yucatan are both horsts. This is the Cozumel Channel, so we end up with a very deep body of water between mainland Mexico and Cozumel. And then there's a corresponding fault on the other side, so we have really deep water on the east side of Cozumel as well. So that's just a little interesting thing. Another thing that these faults can do is we can end up with the faults as they form, they can rotate like this. And now we can create fault block mountains. Put my things together here, where these are the valleys, these are the mountains or the ridges, and we definitely see this in Nevada in particular, where you have long linear mountains and long linear valleys. And that's all because that whole area is under tension, and as it gets pulled, we get fault after fault after fault. It's not staying up here for me. Need more hands. One after another, so you get, I'm going to do it this way even though I know the layers aren't the right color. We get ridge, valley, ridge, valley, ridge, valley. And when you fly over these, you can actually see the tilted layers, where you'll see a fairly flat mountainside and then a ragged mountainside because it's showing those layers exposed, and the top layer is kind of flat because you're not looking at it on edge. And you'll see that especially flying into, for example, Las Vegas. It's really clear. Ragged on one side, flat on the other. Ragged. Let's see if I can tilt this a little better. Ragged, flat, and then one more ragged on this side, flat on this side. So we can see those fault block mountains.